You know what? I'm not going to defend your mother. Trust me, I'm not. But you know what? Preying on my son's vulnerability, that is disgusting. But she's not the brains of the operation.
If it wasn't her, then who was it?
Sonny's talking about me.
How long did you think you'd hide in plain sight?
Who's hiding?
What's going on? I just saw Michael and Morgan tear out of here.
I'm not sure. There was some sort of a blow-up. Sorry, that was the wrong choice of words with this group.
Mom.
Morgan got upset about something and Michael went after him.
What's going
I don't
on?
know.
Talk to me.
I don't know. It's something to do with... I think the Corinthos brothers were right and we should all run screaming out of here.
Do you care at all about what you've done to Morgan? How you've trashed his life?
Whatever you're thinking.
Morgan was such a goof when I first met him. Yes, he could be a jerk sometimes, but for the most part, he was actually a really great person. And I know that I broke his heart when I left him for Michael, but this, for him to sell out his own father, that's not him. That's you. That is you written all over it, and I hope that you're proud of yourself.
Can we go somewhere?
Don't touch me! Michael ran out of here to chase after Morgan, and now I have to go find them.
Tell us what we just walked into.
Since Sonny chose to ignore my advice and discuss this in the open, I can tell you what I do understand. Apparently Morgan put a bug in Sonny's office, and Ava set him up.
Oh, well, that's not a total shock considering what we just found out about Ava.
What's that? That Ava's up to her neck in organized crime, and now she's used some messed up kid that used him against his own father? And that's right up your alley, isn't it?
Ava's failings notwithstanding, it doesn't explain what Derek had to do with this.
Derek. Can you tell me? Can somebody tell me what's going on here? What was he talking about when I walked in and he said something about you hiding in plain sight? What does that mean?
I'm gonna tell you right now, he's Ava's partner.
And what, the gallery? What?
What Sonny's hinting at is that Ava is my sister.
What?
My name is Derek Wells. It's Julian Jerome.
You're Julian Jerome? No, Julian Jerome is dead.
Well, that's what we're all supposed to think. Thanks to the Witness Protection Program.
What?
In exchange for cooperating, the WSB gave him a new life, a new face, and a new name. His name is Derek Wells. I guess you missed the old life, huh, Julian? Couldn't stay away, so you had to come back and mess with my business. He blew up my coffee shipment, trashed my warehouse, and the worst thing him and Ava did is turn my son Morgan, my own flesh and blood, against me.
This doesn't make any sense.
I understand why you don't want to believe it. Because he saved Danny's life and he donated bone marrow and he wants to make himself look like a hero. But you people, you gotta know who you're dealing with. He's no hero. He's a scum of the earth.
And he's my father. No, I don't believe it. This is a joke, right? I mean, this has got to be some sort of a twisted theme party. First, Heather is Franco's mother. Now you, Julian, Derek, you're my father?
I don't think anyone's joking.
You're Julie.
Makes sense. He was a match for Danny. The odds of a non-relative fitting that description are about 50,000 to 1. The odds are considerably better if Derek is, in fact, Danny's grandfather.
Is it true? Are you Julian Jerome? Are you my father?
Sam, I had no idea when you first walked into my office. I didn't even know when you told me I was Danny's match. And when I first saw you at the Floating Rib, I knew that I'd met you before. I told you that you looked familiar to me. Remember that? I just couldn't put it all together. I couldn't put it all together until you told me the story of how Sam was conceived. And then I remembered. All those years ago in New Hampshire, that young boarding school girl who tried to pass herself off as older. You were looking for an adventure that night. And I was all too happy to provide.
You're Julian. My baby's father. Oh my God.
There was so many times that I wanted to tell you both from the moment that I first found out.
When was that exactly? Now, I'd really like to know, out of all those moments we spent in the hospital, which one was it? Was it before or after the inappropriate saga of Sam's conception? When did you figure it out?
When I first met Danny. The baby whose life that I was supposed to save. When I held him in my arms. I don't know, I just knew. Somehow I knew that he was my own grandson. And I was overwhelmed.
Why didn't you say anything?
I couldn't.
That's right, you son of a bitch. You couldn't. You know why? Couldn't give yourself away because you needed to make a move on my territory and turn my son against me.
Sonny is right about one thing, though. I wasn't in a position to tell you who I really am. I had no choice but to keep that from you. But that doesn't change the fact that you are my daughter. And Danny is my grandson. And I love you both. You have no idea how long I've wanted to tell you that. How much I wanted to claim you as my family, to really get to know you. But I can't do that because it's just not gonna happen.
What do you mean that's not gonna happen? Why not?
As much as I want to build a real relationship with you and Danny, it's never gonna happen. You see, I don't have much longer.
What's that supposed to mean?
Sonny has people waiting outside for me. The moment I leave this gallery, I am a dead man. Isn't that right, Sonny? He has people waiting outside. As soon as I leave this gallery, I'm a dead man. Ain't that right, Sonny?
Come on, is that true? Is it, Sonny? Are you planning to have my father killed?
Jerome is a liar and a fraud. Why would you believe anything he said?
He just said that you were gonna have him killed. Is that true?
Answer my daughter.
If you're asking Sonny to confirm his intention to commit murder, he can't do that. But I can assure you it's true.
Consider the source.
You're not denying it. We heard you. Julian and I heard your voice, Sonny. You ordered my brother's execution for tonight. Here. Right outside those doors. When Julian walks out of the gallery, he's gonna get a bullet in the back. Courtesy, I presume, of your ex, Sean Butler?
We have no future, Sam. Not if Sonny gets his way.
Future? Why would Sam want a relationship with you?
Well, it's up to Sam, isn't it? Although I couldn't help but noticing that Ava just confirmed that she and, was it Julian now? We're listening to your conversations using the bug that Morgan planted.
Julian has a right to protect himself. Sonny's trying to off him.
According to Julian. But Mr. Jerome came to poor Charles under false pretenses and, you know, hiding under a different identity, blowing up my shipments. You know what else he did? He assaulted a simple security guard. But I tell you where you really messed up. Going after my son.
He's Sam's father.
Well, nobody knew that until, before what? 15 minutes ago? They're the only two that knew that.
Pretty convenient timing, or is the word advantageous?
Okay, this involves you how, Doctor, exactly?
Well, I already missed my bus home, so I'm just sort of an impartial observer, but that makes it pretty easy to pull apart your agenda.
His agenda is simple. It's to stay alive.
I'm going to talk to you outside
No,
now.
I'm not going to go outside. Sam may be his daughter, But you're Christina's mother. You want me to protect her, right? That's all I'm doing, is protecting my family.
What about my family? This has nothing to do with me or my mom. This is about Danny.
It has nothing to do with this.
Sonny, it has everything to do with Danny.
Listen, Julian is Danny's grandfather, just like AJ is Michael's father. They supply the material, but there's no connection.
In Danny's case, that may be all that
No,
matters.
no, no, no. You guys, Julian donated the marrow that saved Danny. If this leukemia reoccurs, I'm gonna need him again. Finding another donor, we searched for months. It's gonna be like having lightning strike twice. It's not gonna happen.
What my niece is trying to tell you, Sonny, is that if you kill my brother, you could be killing Danny as well.
Nothing's gonna happen to Danny.
Not as long as Julian, my father, lives. He just agreed to go to the hospital tomorrow. Silas is working on a procedure to bank some marrow to keep it on hand just in case Danny ever gets sick again.
He agreed to it. Just right, he agreed to
I
it.
asked him earlier.
So whatever you have planned, drop it.
Okay, you know what, doctor? I just want to confirm something. Danny is fine at the moment.
He's in remission. But if he has a relapse, he'll need more bone marrow.
My brother is bone marrow. So you can roll the dice, Sonny. Silas, what are the chances that Danny's leukemia will return?
The 5-year survival rate is just over 85%.
85. And Danny's what, 2? So then when he's in the 2nd grade, getting ready for reading and writing and soccer, there's a 15% chance that he'll get sick again.
Shut up,
And then
Ava.
again when he's 12, getting ready for his first kiss. And 17, applying to colleges. And 22, getting ready to graduate. Do you? Is 15% an acceptable chance to take on the son of Jason Morgan?
I'm sure we're all grateful.
You know what Dr. Clay said about the timing is to your advantage? He's right.
Not sure I follow.
Well, you say you're in fear of your life, but you're not, because as long as Danny's alive, he's like your insurance policy, isn't he? I'm sorry. You know, he says he wants to, you know, be a part of Danny's life, his future and everything, but he won't donate bone marrow in advance because it wouldn't be to his advantage. He wouldn't have leverage, you understand?
Leverage?
Well, just in case. Just saying. Accidents happen. Slip and fall in a bathtub. Your tire blows out. You fall on a knife in the kitchen. You know, because they do say that that's the most dangerous room in the house.
You all realize that Sonny is threatening me, right?
See, Julian thinks he's safe from all accidents as long as Danny needs him to live. Which makes Danny a hostage. And Morgan a hostage, right?
Don't listen
Right?
to that. Sam, my brother loves Danny, and you know that. He saved his life.
Okay, let me tell you something. If I was your father, I would do anything to get those tests done. Your mother would do the same thing. We would crawl on glass, every ounce of blood we would give. But I want to tell you right now, he's not going to the hospital. He's not going tomorrow, the next day, or the next day.
You told us that you were willing to help Danny. You would let Silas run the tests. Are you gonna do that tomorrow? Or is Sonny right? Be at the hospital
Of course
tomorrow?
you'll see him at the hospital tomorrow to take those tests just like he said he would because he's Danny's grandfather. Isn't that right, Julian?
I will do everything in my power to protect Danny. But I need to be here to do that. I need to be alive.
Okay, just to be clear, what exactly are you saying?
He's saying no.
Look, Sam, please try to understand what I'm saying here, okay? I love Danny, okay? Not because he's my grandson, but because he is the most amazing child, and I would move heaven and earth for him. If God forbid that he should have a relapse, I will be here tomorrow to donate without hesitation. But if Dr. Clay finds a way to bank my marrow, Sonny's gonna be free to kill me.
Earlier today, You told me that you would donate your marrow. You would let Silas run those tests. What, did you change your mind? Or were you lying all along? What is it?
Look.
What?
He was lying.
Look, stay the hell out of this, okay?
I'm already in it, whether I want to be or not. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out what's going on here. He provoked Sonny, the exploding shipment, the trashing of his warehouse, having Morgan plant the bug in his office.
Yeah.
He needed a really good insurance policy, and little Danny fit that bill.
And Sonny was right. You were keeping Danny hostage.
Look, Sam, please. The best thing for me to do right now for Danny is to stay alive. And given the situation with Sonny, the only thing to do here is nothing.
Nothing. Do you know what doing nothing is, Julian? No, excuse me. Dad, do you know what doing nothing is? Is sitting there powerless, watching your child wasting away, not being able to stop it. You're doing that to me, my own father.
Silas, would you reason with her? It really is the best thing for Danny.
You do not speak to me.
Look, Sam, please wait.
You want to talk to someone, you talk to me. You bastard.